What's going on, guys? I'm going to be doing a tutorial here for King's Mexican Magma Drive 2. Let's go to the move list, and let's go find it. It's down the bottom here. It's his last grab. It is highest damaging grab 2. So, we'll put we'll display it in-game. We're going to learn it step by step. There are 7 different steps to this. Cobra Clutch is 1. Cobra Twist. Reverse DDT. Special Stretch Bomb. Backdrop, Burning Hammer, Screwdriver. 7 parts. We got our cool Jaguar outfit on. We're gonna beat up Eddie because he's wearing, he's wearing the skin of our people on his jacket. So Eddie's gonna dance around here. We need to get up the very first step, Cobra Clutch. Now the key to this one is it's a 3-4 and then a 1-2. Oh, not a 3-4 and a 1-4. I'm an idiot. A really easy way to do this is when you press the 3-4, you hold down the 4, and then move your other finger up to the 1. So I like to use my right index finger on 3 and my right middle finger on 4. You do that, and you hold down the 4, and then move your index finger up to the 1 during that spin animation. During that part there, you want to do the 1. So just practice this a whole bunch until you can pull this off easy, because you might do that, or you might come in and miss it, and then you can't. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I can't. And then eventually, if you practice it enough times, you'll be able to just do this every time. Bang, Cobra Clutch, Cobra Clutch. So take it step by step, which is how I'm going to be teaching it, step by step. Next is the Cobra Twist. So once you have hold of him, you want to execute the Cobra Twist during that part there. A Cobra Twist is real simple, because it's in an X shape. Now, you could easily go to the move list and learn all this yourself, but I'm going to teach you some things I use to remember all this shit. It's in an X shape, okay? So, it's 1, 4, 2, 3. For me, I don't remember the buttons as much as I remember the patterns of where my fingers need to go. I remember muscle memory is how it becomes, really. So, it becomes like that. So once you grab hold of him, you do your X pattern. You can do it multiple times if you really want. I did it then just in case I fucked up. And that's what I'm used to doing. Keep practicing. Oh, I did the wrong thing that time. Keep practicing until it gets to the point where every time you Cobra Twist, your fingers are naturally just doing the X pattern. Like with me, when I grab it, my fingers are naturally already doing that. And it's hard for me to, when I'm going step by step, like here, it's hard for me to refrain and not do it, because I'm so tempted to do it. Same with the next step. And you can do it real quick. I'll show you. Bang. Already done. How easy is that? So that's step 2. Let's move on to step 3. If I'm moving too fast for you, just pause the video or stop whatever and learn those steps. Once you have step 1 and 2 down pat, you're ready for reverse DDT. The great thing about this, if you remember the Rolling Death Cradle tutorial, or if you know how to do the Rolling Death Cradle, this is going to be really familiar to you. It's the exact same command as this part of the Rolling Death Cradle. The arm break. Now, what you do there is a buffering trick. So you press and hold 2, okay? Then, while still holding on to 2, you press 1. Press and hold 1 and 2, and then press 3. Essentially going 2, 1, 3, while holding them all down, okay? It's a button buffering trick. Basically, when you press this 2, the game thinks you've just only pressed 2. And when you press this, the game registers that as a 1, 2, despite it being 1, 2, 3, So you can trick the game. So you do your X pattern, then do that button buffering trick, and now you do the reverse DDT. So that are the first 3 steps of this tutorial. That, if you've done the Rolling Death Cradle, this will be really familiar. And if you're playing King, I assume you know it. If you don't, I have a video on that. The next step is going to be the reverse special stretch bomb. You can go one of 2 ways. You can do reverse DDT, you can do the Samurai Rock. However, Samurai Rock will end the chain. You can't do anything after that. Reverse special stretch bomb allows us to go into other stuff, which is a lot of fun. So, I was having a lot of trouble with this. This was the part of the combo that I had the most trouble with leading up to it. I'm not going to do it here. Just showing you the first 3 steps. I'll show you why. I'll try and do it the way I was doing it before. The hard way. And chances are I'm going to fuck it up. I didn't. I got it right. But what I was doing there was I pressed 1 and 2. Then I pressed 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's good and all. But pressing 3 buttons simultaneously can be hard. But you can do the button buffering trick again. So what you would do is press 1, 2, and then let go. Okay? Then, instead of 2, 1, 3, you're now 1, 2, 3. I like to go index finger down on the 1, middle finger on the 2, and then use my thumb to press the 3. So again, it's button buffering. So you do your X pattern, you do the first button buffering thing, and you do this button buffering thing. And then you'll transition into the backdrop after this. So you now have done the reverse special stretch bomb. You now have step 1, 2, 3, and 4. You now have the first 4 steps of this down. Again, it's a lot to take in. So go, practice, get to the point where you don't even need that thing at the top anymore. I have it there just for your use. I don't need it. But get to the point where you don't need to look at it. While you're learning it, by all means, like, look at it and practice it. But but it's bad because you don't want to copy what's written there. You don't want to have to go 1, 2, 1, 2. You don't want to copy that. You want to use the trick I just taught you, that button buffering, which this game doesn't tell you about. You know? Now, that's 4 steps down. 3 more to go. The next step in this tutorial is the easiest part. It's the backdrop. Look at that. 3 plus 4, 1 plus 2. It could not be easier. Now, I like to remember it, if you remember the 2 combos we just did before this, that buffer and then that buffer, it's all up in the 1-2 area, you know? So I consider as the backdrop is the part where now your hands move down. You go into the bottom row first, you press the 3, 4, and then you back up to the 1, 2. So I do the X, this button buffer trick, 1, 2, this button buffer trick. Oh, I did it wrong that time. I'll tell you what happened there. Easy. And then you want to do backdrop. Up you go, bang. What I did when I messed up was, instead of doing 1, 2, 3, I did 2, 1, 3. Because my fingers are so used to that motion. That might fuck with you a little bit. Don't get worked into a shoot, brother. Okay? So once you grab hold, do your X, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3. That one, and backdrop. The good thing, backdrop is 3, 4, 1, 2, but in case you forget it, what you can do, I'll show you. If you do the X, I'm repeating it over and over again to get it ingrained in your head. Okay? If you ever forget, what you can do is just go back and forth like that. Like 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4. If you forget, just jump back and forth between them. You can do that, and it will get off because at some point you will have the 3, 4, 1, 2. I see my last input was like that. So if you ever forget, you can just mash it if you freak out. But try not to, because remembering it is good. It keeps you calm, it keeps you collected, you don't freak out, and I think it helps with the next part. Part 6, Burning Hammer. The reason I said that helps with this is because finger placement, again, once you've done the backdrop, your fingers are going to start on the 1 plus 2 spot, that's what we've just pressed. So for me, the Burning Hammer is easy because you're starting up there, so you press that again, then you transition down. But you don't press both of them. You only go 3, 4, you know? Boop, boop. You're not pressing them both, but you are moving down. And then you want to transition to the left side. 1 plus 3. Like that. So what that's like when it's all put together. You do your X. Do 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then you want to do the backdrop. And then your Burning Hammer. Just go up and do that. That is 6 parts that we've learned. Again, at this point, what I would recommend is just to keep going back over and learning this. Learning it to the point where all these 6 steps come naturally to you. The burning hammer one you can have up there looking at, and you can copy it as you're going through. So like when you get to the backdrop stage, you can look up and go 1 + 2, 3, 4, 1 + 3. You know, you can follow it. I did it too slow. Actually, no, I didn't even do it right. Because remember, I don't use the buttons. I use muscle memory. Basically, do that. And then you'll transition up into that. Burning hammer. Keep doing that until you have got it. Then you'll do the very, very final step. Step 7, the screwdriver. Now, if you look at that, if you remember the rolling death cradle, we're going back to that again, yeah. The rolling death cradle was this. 1 + 3, 3 + 4, 2 + 4, 1 + 2, and then 1 + 2 + 3. So, the screwdriver is very similar, but it's in reverse in a way. Because from that one you went left, down, right, up. But the screwdriver, you're going right, down, left, up. If you imagine it as like a square, like the 1, 2 being the top, and the 3, 4 being the bottom of the square, you know? You start going around in a circle like that, but it ends the same way, 1, 2, then the 3, 4. So it's a tough combo to pull off, getting those buttons at the same time, each time. But remember, at the very end, hold down 1, 2, press 3. It's that buffering trick. It's a difficult combo to get off, but once you get it, it'll be good. If you can do the rolling death cradle easily, you should be able to do this no problem. So what it will look like when it's all put together is you go to your backdrop, then burning hammer, and you can start inputting the screwdriver while the burning hammer is going. Oh, sorry, I fucked up. While that thing's going off. So you get the backdrop. Oh no, this is the backdrop. Okay, I already messed that one up. Like I said, the screwdriver part is the hardest bit, because you have to not fuck up. And because there's so much other shit you're trying to remember, it gets a bit panicky. And that should be that. Fuck, what happened there? What did I do wrong that time? Okay. If you're not hitting it right, that'll happen. Let's go to the backdrop. Come on. Burning hammer. See, early when I was doing this, I had trouble with the... What part was it? Not this step. This step, until I learnt that button buffering trick. But now it's the screwdriver that I'm having trouble with. And if you don't do it fast enough, you're not going to get the burning hammer off. So that's the problem, you've got to be kind of fast with this shit. The reason I'm going so poorly right now is I'm also doing a video, and I'm kind of like... I'm talking while I'm doing it, so my mind is not focused 100%. But if you can get it off, there's your screwdriver. Like I said, to me, the part 7 is the hardest part. Bang, 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 bang. But practice that, even just here, standing and not doing the combo. Move away from it and just practice it, and to the point where you can see its clean inputs. You know? That's a pretty much clean input. But it does change a lot in context, because you've just done 6 other commands. Your hands are tired, your brain's freaking out because you're scared each time. You're like, oh, I didn't fuck that up. Okay, you have 6 times, but you're probably really stressed out trying to get it, and then you have to do this last one. So while you're sitting here in practice mode, and you got all the time in the world, it's easy. Once you get into the actual situation, it's a lot harder. Because of the mind games, you see. And you mess up the burning hammer. You gotta try and get all of them right. So, when we put it all together, it goes like this. I'll get this off the screen now. Grab. Do your X pattern. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Then this other button buffering. Then down and up. Then the burning hammer. Okay, I messed the burning hammer up. The reason I'm messing up so much also is because you may have seen it discussed in some other videos. I have twitchy hands. I have a actual medical condition that causes my hands to shake quite a bit. So getting precise button inputs is a pain in the ass for me. Once you get that screwdriver off though, like my hand shakes as I go to do like I want to press the 2 and the 1, but then my hand will shake and I'll just be like, you know, because I have essential tremors, which makes playing fighting games a pain in the ass. But I'll show you this Mexican Magma Drive 2 just one more time. Remember it, the X pattern, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then you go down and up, down and up. Burning hammer. Screwdriver. Walk it around in the circle. Now look at the left side here. Look at the damage. 7 hit combo, 126 damage. 126. Keep that number in your head. Okay. The rolling death cradle is a bit difficult to pull off. Because I'm so used to the other shit. I'm just gonna do the button mapping because I have all my grabs mapped to shoulder buttons. I wouldn't recommend that because sometimes in arcade you can't, and you kind of look like a scrub when you do it. But that is 110 damage. So the Mexican Magma Drive 2 that I've just shown you actually does more than the rolling death cradle. It does higher damage than the rolling death cradle, which is cool. That's great. Because I said the rolling death cradle was like one of his best moves. And it is. But this does more. It is 126, and look how much health Eddie just lost. The problem with it though, is it's much harder to pull off because there are 7 different steps. And it's a lot easier to break out of because there are 7 different opportunities that they can break out. Also, actually hitting it, this bit, is hard in battle because you have to get that whole spin off and then do that. So landing it's hard, and pulling it off is hard because they can counter it. I've only landed it successfully once in an actual game. Because most of the time, they'll break out at a certain point. If they're any good, if they know what they're doing, they'll break out. If they've never seen it before, they won't. So, you've learnt the Mexican Magma Drive, and now what? Now you can apply it in battle. But like I said, it's going to be difficult to pull off. And getting all these combos right, under pressure, can be hard. I can barely even do it in practice mode when there's no pressure. And you may notice that I'm kind of shit, and that's true, okay? And, be careful, if you hit the wrong combination with that, you transition into that instead of doing the backdrop part. You don't notice I'm shit, and that's true, but you're not here for my skill. I'm trying to teach basically how I remembered it and how I learnt it, so someone else can maybe take that and learn it. Because anyone can go through the move list and learn it, right? Anyone can. For some people, this all gets overwhelming. These buttons are scary, and they need someone to make sense of it. So hopefully I can make sense of that for you in the way I've explained it. The problem being, you can see I can't hit it very often, but that's not anything to do with what I'm teaching. That's to do with the fact that my hands don't work. But, if you can basically take what I've learnt and apply it, then you'll be good. I don't know if I'm a good teacher. I don't know. I hope I am. I'm only sharing this because I discovered how to do it, and I thought the way I did it was a pretty good way of memorizing it. So if you want to go in, X pattern. That button buffer trick we showed you. And because a lot of people don't know about the button buffering. So I tried to do it there without it, and I fucked it up. A lot of people don't know about it. You know, if you do it like the button buffering, you can get that off every time. You can do this a bunch of times. You can do the burning hammer. Or you can maybe not. Hitting 2 buttons simultaneously is difficult for me. But That's mainly what I wanted to isolate in the teaching. That button buffering to get this step down is super vital. Now, as for whether or not with that screwdriver, whether you can like kind of walk your hands around the pad, I don't think that'll work. But, you know, I've also heard that you can mash, and mashing will work. So we're going to do that, okay? I'm just going to hit all 4 buttons simultaneously, continuously, okay? I'm going to see if it actually works. You're kidding me. Okay. It didn't. What we'll do is we'll map a button to be all of them simultaneously, alright? We'll do LT, okay? Oopsies. What did I map? Okay. I'm going to go down here, I'm going to map this to LT. Alright. So, let's see if that actually works. If you all 4 buttons simultaneously, right? I want to see if mashing it actually works. No way. Okay, it does. So, hypothetically, you can just mash the controller. You can map a button to all 4, or you can just kind of go ham with it. But I think it's good to learn the actual combo. Primarily because, A, you don't look like a scrub anymore, because if you're just smashing it, it's kind of a bit scrubbed here. And if you learn it, then, I don't know, it's just... It's better, I would say. And it makes you a better player. Because there are some combos that you can't just mash out. So I think learning how to actually apply things is an important tactic, is an important skill to know. Knowing how to actually do that shit is very important. So one more, look at that. X. 213, 213, 213. 1 plus 2, 1, 2, 3. Bottom buttons, top buttons, bottom buttons, top buttons. Top, 3, 4. Side buttons on the left. Screwdriver. Now, I noticed there, when I did my screwdriver, I got all the inputs pretty much right, except I fucked up. See, it has the 1, 2, and then the 1, like the very end of my combo. Well, no. The last 3 don't discount, but 4th to last one. I fucked up the input. But, it seemed to work anyway. So it seems to work sometimes. I don't know what parts you can fuck up and what parts you can't. Because it seems like sometimes when I fuck up it doesn't work, but sometimes when I do it does. You know? Because there, I fucked up the 3-4. If you look at my, just before, 5th, 6th, 7th last one. There you go. I pressed that one and then did those 2. And it didn't work. So I'm not particularly sure what parts you can fuck up and what parts you can't. I would recommend trying not to fuck up any of them. And just go with like clean inputs as much as you can. But I know how hard getting those off is. And if you can get to the point where you're doing this flawlessly, then you've got it down pat. But take it step by step, is what I would say. Learn each step individually. And then, when you're actually doing it, you just treat it like you're just doing a bunch of steps. If I had an easier way of doing that last step, I would share it. Fortunately, I don't. But yeah, learn it as a process. You know? Even that last step, I would recommend taking it slow. You don't have much time. I think with the RDC, you have more time, because I can get that combo off 3 times. This one you don't, and if you're really used to pulling off the RDC, you might find it goes against nature almost, because you're so used to going in that pattern. I know I am. So that might go against your nature, so to speak. But yeah, that is the Mexican Magma Driver. I hope something I've taught you can maybe help someone. I know I'm not the greatest at this, and I'm not the greatest teacher, but I do hope my lessons can help someone learn something. And you can see if you can get that 126 damage, but like I said, you're trying to get it off in fights is hard because of the difficulty of actually getting it. And then actually inputting all 7 of these correctly without them breaking out. Because they can break out at any point. And once they do, you're kind of open to be fucked. So be careful with that. Okay, bang. Backdrop. Burning hammer. And then there's your screwdriver right there, baby. Awesome. And now, you've learnt Mexican Magma Drive too. I'm going to change that button mapping back. You have learnt Mexican Magma Driver 2. Congratulations, you now know King's highest damaging throw. This video's gone for 26 minutes. It's a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but, you know, these things happen. I did ramble a lot and go off on stupid tangents that I didn't need to go off on. But whatever. One more for the road. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if it helped anyone, but I hope it does help someone, or at the very least, I hope I was entertaining. And I'll see you guys when I do another video. And Magma Drive, everyone. Adios.